Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here with our next episode of Front Office Football 7. We are now entering into Season 3 and we are going to see if we can actually start this game. Okay, more than 60 players on your roster during the preseason. How many do I have on my roster? I think I get 62. Yes. So, I knew we were going to have some roster casualties. Two of them are going to come at running back, or one of them at least. But which one? Actually, I want to keep both of those. Actually, Quadre Diggs. Yes, we drafted him, but yeah, we don't need him. We need to take down one more. And that's going to be Brock Brain. I mean, he started 4 games, 2004 or 2014. Started 4 games, no interceptions, no nothing, just nothing across the board. So we are going to cut him. So we're under 60. So, scouting report. It is preseason, but we're going to look at it anyway. We're going against Ben Roethlisberger, Le'Veon Bell, Eric Lorig, so over here, be fullback, Rob Harrison, tight end, Antonio Brown and Matavius Bryant, two good receivers. Evan Britton, former Bear, coming over here, playing left tackle this time. Logan Mankins, coming over from Tampa Bay to play for Ben Roethlisberger. Marquise Pouncey's been here for a long time. Was drafted actually by their 7-year player. Justin Blaylock coming from Buffalo, and then before that Atlanta, a 10-year player. And Ryan uh, Schroeder, who is a 4th-year player, undrafted, and he's coming from Atlanta. On defense, Stephen Pruitt, good player in this defense scheme. He's going to be someone that they rely on for the future. Greg Clancy, 3-year player, undrafted. Shane Roy, 2nd-year player, drafted by the Steelers. Jarvis Jones, Ryan Shazier, two big, big pieces in this defense. Carl Ruff, 3-year player, coming from the New York. I think I'm gonna have to change. I need to change this to like NYG or NYJ, but I believe that is the Giants. Merrill Gomez, rookie, drafted 1st round this past year, going to be starting for Pittsburgh. Then I got William Gay, the 10-year player, just still putting on the moves and playing solid. BW Webb, 4th-year player, coming over from Dallas after he was drafted 4 years ago. Then Shamarko Thomas, 4-year player, drafted by Pittsburgh 4 years ago, and then Mikael Thompson. It's another draft 2-year player for Pittsburgh. So they're just trying to make a homegrown bunch of guys here. Ronald Darby is out, 1st-round pick 2 years ago for the Steelers, and he will be out. What looks like a y'all read that right. You can't play football if you got severe depression. This is funny. Okay, well, not funny, but just amusing in a game. So, say where quarterbacks are even, they have better running back. They have a better offensive line. I have better secondary. Although I got Revis Island, I got a lot of safeties that are play good. We're gonna be playing a lot of hybrid safety in the box on our nickel and dime packages. So we're gonna be looking to get something going here, giving the team different looks. And then my wide receivers are better than their corners. My corners are better than their receivers. Their front seven is better than my blockers, and their blockers are better than my front seven. They say Pittsburgh should win by 14. That's the biggest spread we've seen. So we're gonna simulate this, and we're gonna see what's going on. Just bring the speed down. All right. So they get the ball first. Roethlisberger throwing it to Brown for 10 yards. Abdullah gets 8. Le'Veon Bell gets 7 there. Rashid Jones tackles him. Free agent acquisition. There's Bell getting 10. Shea on a good position there. That's incomplete there, and a sack by Lamar Houston. It's a fumble, but they'll recover. So Cutler to Forte for 3 yards. Giving it to Ryan Matthews, free agent. We're going to see what he can do. He gets 1 there, but that next pass is incomplete. There's a false start, bring it back, but Harrison's going to catch the ball for 17 yards. Brendan Roethlisberger, that's going to get no gain there. Silas catches it for 6 yards. Silas gets 1 for 3, and that is going to be punted back to us. Cutler to Bennett for 7 yards. Forte has 19 yards on that one. That's a good rush. Kyrie Lee loses 1 on a handoff. Forte loses 4. Second 9. Forte gets no gain. And there's a sack. Protecting the ball at least. So here we are. Roethlisberger is going to be out there. Chucking the ball away. And it's going to go back to us. So Jeffrey gets the ball for 6 yards. Killer Marquise Wilson, he juggles and drops it. That's going to be punted back there. So Roethlisberger, that's a penalty on us. Doesn't matter. Abdullah runs for 4 yards. Le'Veon Bell gets 10 yards there. Bell goes for another 2. Abdullah gains 5. And Lance Moore catches it for 7 yards. It's a legal forward pass. So Cutler's going to come out here. There's Martellus Bennett for 30 yards. Trent Cole's trying to get the sack. But there's Flowers, the rookie, with 11-yard reception. Forte gets 12 yards there on that run. Cutler to Macklin for 11 yards. Another free agent acquisition. Forte gets nothing there. Deep pass, but that's incomplete. Jeremy Macklin catches the ball and 28 yards for a touchdown. So Roethlisberger's out there. Still Lorig rushes for 56 yards. Wow. There's Roethlisberger to Abdullah. He stopped, but there's a face mask there. 4th and 25. So we're going to get the ball. Cutler to Ryan Matthews for 5 yards. Cutler to Marquise Wilson. That's incomplete. We're going to punt back. Oh, shit. I just noticed I didn't change how much Cutler's going to be playing. So Cutler's going to be playing the entire game. But oh well. Collins back in the pocket. 16 yards. That's sacked by McClellan. There's another sack by McClellan. That one's blocked by Hightower. It's a fumble, but they recover. Bell only gets 3. Bell gets 11. It's going to be a first down. Loses 1. They're on our 7. Bell get that 7 for a touchdown. So Cutler is in there trying to get into Lincoln Flowers. It's incomplete. There's Forte for 3 yards. Kyrie Lee gets for 11 yards and a first down. bomb to Amari Cooper, but it's incomplete. Macklin gets 9 yards there. Cutler giving it to Forte for 10 yards. Trying to get our Cutler sacked, and Bouchard allows that sack. So I think it was a fumble too. So there's Marcus Wheaton, 36 yards for a touchdown. But it's called back. Marcus Wheaton, that was intercepted by Cody Pruitt. And there's Kyrie Lee for 33 yards. Trying to get to Marquise Wilson, or actually Amari Cooper. That last pass, but this time Amari Cooper gets 12 yards. Bennett goes 15 yards. 7. Cutler sacked, but there was a penalty there. Forte gets 2 yards. Kyrie Lee gets that fumble. And so we kick a field goal. And they're going to kneel at the half. So Cutler's going to still be out there. Matthews gets 9 yards. Ryan Matthews gets another 9 yards. Intentional face mask, so it's going to be more. Amari Cooper goes for 34 yards. It's a sack on Cutler. Here's Cutler. Well, we get another field goal. McCown, that's incomplete. Good play by the defense. Bryant gets 21 yards there. Silas gets 6. Abdullah loses 1. Silas gets 8. That's holding, so it's coming back. Tavius Bryant gets 25. Marcus Wheaton, that's knocked down. Abdullah gains 10. Marcus Wheaton makes the play in double coverage for 22 yards. Abdullah only gets 2. McCown sacked by Crawford. That's knocked down. They're going to kick a field goal. So Cutler going to give it to Ryan Matthews for 2 yards. Cutler gives it to Ryan Matthews again for 4 yards. Cutler throws and to Marquise Wilson, but incomplete. So McCown to Spaeth for 16. That's only for 3 yards. Bryant catches it for 9 yards there. Rushes for 10 yards there, Jennings. Silas catches one for 11. Abdullah for 5. Abdullah loses 3. False start, they lose 5. Wheaton can't handle that. So they kick another field goal. It's a tie game. So Cutler to Macklin for 8 yards. Cutler to Flowers, incomplete. Cutler to Macklin for 7 yards and a first down. Alshon Jeffrey catches that one for 3 yards. Cutler runs for 8 for a first down. Fleener gets one for 14. Ryan Matthews stopped for no gain. Ryan Matthews loses 2. False start, so it's 3rd and 17. Macklin catches a pass for 12. Pittsburgh's got an injured player there. Abdullah only gains 2. Marcus Wheaton gets that one for 15. Abdullah loses 1. That ball was overthrown for Silas. That one was knocked down by Tim Jennings. So Ryan Matthews goes for 5 yards there. Matthews loses 1. And there's a sack on Cutler. There's a holding a false start on that. Marcus Wheaton gets 11, but that's called back. Abdullah gets 2, and they fumble, and we get that fumble. Matthews gets 2 yards, and then he gets 3 for a touchdown. So Abdullah gets 6 right there on that rush. McCown gives to Abdullah for 8. McCown throws to Wheaton for 3 yards. Abdullah gets 36 yards on that one. McCown tosses to Wheaton for 13. Abdullah loses 1. Abdullah gets that one back, 3rd and 10. Moore drops that one. Axum sacks him on 4th down, so it's Chicago ball. Matthews gets 9 yards on the rush. Ryan Matthews loses 1 there, 3rd and 2. Kobe Fleener loses 1. Get to Pittsburgh, minute 30 left. McCown scrambles for 14. Offensive holding, so that one's coming back. That one falls incomplete for Silas. There's Edwards on the sack. Silas gets the ball for 18 yards, 31 seconds left. Wheaton drops a ball. There's a rush and loses. Oh, we actually kneeled it down. So we beat Pittsburgh. We survived some. So, I mean, our first offense out there looked pretty good, honestly. Our first defense starting out, here and there shaky, but our first defense, or our first offense looked good. Although we did get him some extended play for Cutler, but I think next game it's going to be a half on that. That at the end of the game, it's going to end. It's going to be a half between Fails and the rookie. So rushing, we got 82 yards. They got 138. We didn't throw any picks, which is good. We did have this fumble. So Ryan Matthews, 14 carries, 40 yards. Forte, 5 carries, 37 yards. Amir Abdullah, 19 carries, 89 yards. Le'Veon Bell, 4 carries, 28 yards. I think this was an actual game. Le'Veon Bell would have probably had about 150, 200 yards on us, probably. Averages 650. Then again, Matt Forte, same thing. We kept Jay Cutler in. We need some extended time with him. We need to get the ball rolling. He was 22 of 33, 262 yards and 1 touchdown, rating of 100.8. As I had to take a drink there. Roethlisberger, 8 for 14. Bucko, 6. No touchdowns, no interceptions. Luke McCown, 17 and 30. 206, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Interception was second-year player Cody Pruitt. So we definitely are going to put him in some areas to make some plays. So Jeremy Maclin, 6 catches, 75 yards, 1 touchdown. Martellus Bennett, 3 catches, 52 yards. And we really were just concentrating on those guys. Roethlisberger did fumble once. The recoveries were Rashid Jones and Kyrie Lee. Okay. Defensively, Rashid Jones, Tim Jennings, Antoine Oxum. So my sacks are Antoine Oxum on a blitz. Mario Edwards had 2. Shea McClellan had 2. Corey Crawford had 1. Lamar Houston had 1. For them, they had a half sack between him and Trent Cole, and Trent Cole had 1 himself. Then Mo Hartman. And then Cameron Hayward had a half with Shane Ray. Tim Jennings defensed. Good passes. We had down a reception. So yeah, I think we revamped this defense a lot better than we thought we did. There's one thing I want to change on our nickel defense. I want this to be Pruitt. It's 3. It's a freaking exhibition game. Okay, so can I take down another player? No, because I will need all those safeties. No players injured. None of that. These guys just pissed off about life. Okay, so in our next one, scouting report. So it's Blake Bortles, Ernest Friesberg, which is a rookie coming out first round this pick. They picked him up the 22nd pick. Looks like a decent to great player. They're missing Red Bryant, Mickey Schuler, and Geno Hayes. So Mercedes Lewis, been with the team for a long, long time. 11-year player. Marquise Lee, Alan Hearns, both coming around. Both have grown up around Blake Bortles here. Luke Jokel, he's been in Jacksonville since he was drafted. Zane Beadles, been in Jacksonville for a while. Then we got Luke Boaco, Brandon Leiter, 3-year player, and he also was from Jacksonville. And Bobby Massey coming over from Arizona, free agency, and he's going to be on the right tackle position. We have seen him before. Then we have Dante Jones, then Sherrick Marks, who is actually from. No, he has been on the Jaguars. Evander Hood, 8-year player. He's also there. Trey Flowers. I'm hearing all these names, and I feel like they aren't organic to Jacksonville, but they are. Jabal Sheard, Paul Posnusny, Dakota Watson. Jabal Sheard is coming from Cleveland. Dakota Watson, I believe, was on Jacksonville last year. Dwayne Gratz, Josh Norman coming over from Carolina this offseason. Then Jonathan Cyprien and Winston Guy, another Jacksonville built player here. So we will be playing them. Let's see what we got here. Because we did such a terrible job last year. They say Jacksonville should beat us by 15. I don't think this bodes well for our team this year. So as we see here, quarterback comparison, they still say Blake Bortles is better than Cutler. Even there, they say offensive line, defensive line is better than ours. We have a better secondary. They have a better special teams and coaching. We have better cornerbacks against their receivers. We're all the same there in the next two. Then they say that their defensive front is better than our blockers. So we will have to see about that as we go into this matchup with Jacksonville in Chicago. And they will have the ball first. So Friesberg is going to go for 7 yards. Roy Halou is going to get it for 3 yards there and a first down. Roy Halou is going to get it for 2. Mercedes Lewis, that's Dante Hightower making a play there. Slater gets it for 11 yards there and a first down. Friesberg gets 11 yards there. Friesberg gets 5 yards there. Roy Halou loses 1. That's Pernell McPhee on that one. Roy Halou is stopped there, and it's going to be punted. Now Jay Cutler comes out with Matt Forte for a gain of 2. Forte runs the ball for another 10 yards on a first down. Martellus Bennett's incomplete. Cutler threw that one short. This one was Amari Cooper, but it doesn't go anywhere. This way is the Corey Fleener, and it gets 5. So there's a fumble on that punt, and Antoine Uxum picks it up. So we're going to have the ball again as Wilson gets a 12-yard reception. We're on the 8. Forte runs it in for 8 yards and a touchdown as we convert that turnover to some points. So Roy Halou gets 7 yards there and a first down. Blake Bortles gives it to Johnson. Johnson's got 31 yards in that screen. Blake Bortles to Slater for 4 yards. And there's Bortles sacked by McPhee as there's a fumble. And we pick it up. We'll have to see who recovered that fumble. So there's Cutler giving it to Ryan Matthews. There's Cutler long bomb to Jeremy Maclin. It is overthrown, but it's a good try there. As Alshon Jeffrey gets the next play for a gain of 10. Ryan Matthews loses 1. Cutler to Amari Cooper for 17 yards and a first down. We see Jeffrey in the double coverage, comes down with it for 3 yards. We get a false start, so we're going to lose 5. Kyrie Lee gets 22 yards of faking out a defender. That's a first down. Dre Archer loses the football, but he's going to end up recovering it. It's 2nd 8. That's in double coverage. And lost. Martellus Bennett simply drops a pass there. So we're going to go for it. And there's Macklin for 12 yards. There's Forte breaking 19 yards on that rush. There's Matt Forte, makes the reception, loses 1. Matt Forte, actually that's incomplete. And we get a field goal on it. So Blake Broyles, that's incomplete. Ernest Friesberg gets 3 yards. Marquise Lee, that doesn't go anywhere. And it's kicked back to Chicago. So David Fales not out there. Alshon Jeffrey gets 11 yards. Slings to Amari Cooper for 5 yards. Ryan Matthews gets 21 yards on that rush. Ryan Matthews goes 3 yards. So TJ Yeldon, that's incomplete. Jeremy Macklin, his double coverage still comes down with 4 yards. Amari Cooper gets 8, and that's going to be kicked in there, but it's going to be offsides, but we're going to take 3 points anyway. So Blake Broyles giving it to Roy Halou, loses 1 yard. Broyles fumbles the ball, gives it up to Chicago, so Fales is going to have it. It's incomplete the first one. Cooper gets 3 yards here. 3rd and 7, Fales. Gives it to Forte. Forte fakes out some defenders for a 25-yard touchdown. So Broyles deep pass to Hearns for 15 yards. Then Broyles is sacked. That one Marquise Lee's incomplete. Marquise Lee catches for 9 yards, but he's short, so it's going to be kicked back to Chicago. Fales gives it to Ryan Matthews for 6 yards. And he's going to fumble it because it's raining. And next play, Oliver is going to get a touchdown with it. So, Fales to Macklin for 4 yards. Forte goes 4 yards, 3rd and 2. Cooper catches it for 7 yards, and that is a first down. False start in Chicago, so they're going to lose 5. Flowers with his first reception of his career for 3 yards. Jeremy Macklin gets 9 there. Forte loses 2, and they're going to kick back at the 2-minute warning. So Friesberg gets 9 yards there. Redmond is coming in for Broyles this time, and that one's incomplete. Dre Archer fields the kick. Fales gives to Forte, loses 2. Forte throws to Jeremy Macklin, gets 43 yards. He's doing some fake, but it's going to be a legal formation, so that's coming back. Forte gets 7 yards there. 3rd and 10, Amari Cooper gets 21 yards. 25 seconds left. Macklin drops that pass. Forte gets a reception of -5 or -1. Wilson gets it for 12 yards as they try to get in a field goal position, but it's going to be too late. So we're going to the second half. Fleener gets 1 for 7 yards. Fleener loses 6 yards there, and there is a loss of 5 on a sack. And so Redmond's going to give it to Halou, loses 1. And that one's knocked down. Chicago knew that one was going to be a pass, and then that next one not even close. So Fales going to give it to Ryan Matthews for 4 yards. Fales avoiding the rush, gives it to Martellus Bennett for 14. Gives another one to Ryan Matthews for 1 yard. Jeremy Macklin, that one's incomplete though. Giving it to Ryan Matthews for 2 yards. We're going to punt back to Jacksonville. So Redmond is going to give it to Halou for 1. Halou's going to get 4 in the next one. 3rd and 5. Allen Robinson, that's incomplete. So it's going to be kicked back to Chicago. So there's a screen to Ryan Matthews, gets 5. Ryan Matthews gets 1 yard there. And here Fales on the run and throws it. Matt Slauson is hurt, minor injury, so hopefully it's not serious and a long injury. Roy Halou gets 7 yards there. Redmond's looking. Robinson gets 3, but they're going to have to punt. So here we go. Ryan Matthews gets 6 yards there. Alshon Jeffrey catches the ball for 8 yards. Ryan Matthews gets 4 yards there. 2nd and 6. Flowers catches the ball, and it's knocked out, but there's some offsides. It's kind of confusing, but in the end, it is a fumble and Jacksonville ball. So there's Oliver juggling the ball on 3rd and 4. Hearns catches it. He's going to be short. Kickback to Chicago. Fales gives it to Ryan Matthews for 10 yards. He coughs at the ball and gives it to Jacksonville on this wet day. Redmond gives it to Halou. He loses one. Oliver drops that pass. And Halou only gets two. And Robinson only gets two. And so 3rd and 6. Redmond scrambles for a touchdown there. So they're up by one. Ryan Matthews gets 6 yards there. Screen pass to Macklin, who's intercepted there by Jacksonville. So Redmond can't get anything the first two. And there's Johnson losing 4 as they're going to kick a field goal. So here's David Fales giving it to Matthews for 7 yards. Jeremy Macklin catches the ball for 36 yards on a first down, obviously. And there's Martellus Bennett catching one for 2 yards. 2nd and 8. There's one of Marquise Wilson for 7. 3rd and 1. TJ Yeldon gets 2 yards and a first down. As we see Ryan Matthews getting the ball again for 4 yards. There's 1 to Yeldon, loses 1 though. And Ryan Matthews catches a pass out of the backfield for 11 yards. Fails throwing it double coverage. That goes nowhere. Ryan Matthews loses 2. There was a penalty in there also. There's a play, gets 3. Jeremy Macklin throwing it deep, doesn't go anywhere, and we're going to kick a field goal. So it's a 1-point game still. There's a stop. Jacksonville fumbles, but Chicago cannot recover. So they lose 3 on the next play. And there's a pass for 31 yards. Clyde Redmond to Halou, but that's coming back as a holding. There's a rush for 3 yards. Halou loses 2. Rashid Jones stops him there. There's Halou getting 7, but they're going to have to kick it back to Chicago. With 2:12 left, we're going to have to see if Chicago can get a field goal at least. And back-to-back, nothing happening there. That one's badly overthrown. Jeremy Macklin gets the first down with a 13-yard reception. And there's one by Wilson for 6 yards, but it's legal contact, so it's going to be automatic first down. Matthews rushes for 8 yards. There's an incomplete pass, 3rd and 2. That is 4th and 2, and Macklin drops the ball. So Halou loses 1. Halou goes for 4. Chicago calls a timeout. Halou gets 23 yards, and that will be your ball game. So in this wet day, there was a lot of errors. There's a lot of inconsistencies, and really the elements beat us. But we had some good evaluation techniques. We can see what's out there, see who's doing a good job, mess with the roster a little bit, and see from there. Do some roster evaluation, because we do have to take our roster down 7. So, Ryan Matthews, 17 attempts, 75 yards. Forte, 7 attempts, 36 yards. Halou, 19 for 60 yards. Ernest Friesberg, 535. Cutler, 10 of 15, 90 yards. Fails, 25 of 38, 1 touchdown, 1 interception off a screen. Blake Bortles, 8 for 13. Nothing going for the rest for 78 yards. Redmond didn't do much of anything as well, so that might be good on our pass defense. So we're definitely shoring up some of our pass defenses. He went 7 for 16, 43 yards, 1 touchdown, only because we gave him that short field. So really, they didn't have a lot of anything going down for us. Mark Cooper, 7 catches, 61 yards. Macklin, 5 catches, 74. Matt Forte has the passing touchdown, but he goes 4 catches for 33 yards. Kelvin Shepard, coming out of the backfield for that one. We had a lot of fumbles today because of the rain. Pernell McPhee forced 1. Exum forced 1. Dante Hightower, Steve Howe. Wow. A lot of free agent acquisitions did that. So sacks. Pernell McPhee had 1. Cody Pruitt had 1. They only had 1. Malcolm Brown. So we are shoring up, slowly but surely shoring up our offense. So Matt Slauson, that's only going to be a sprained neck for 2 weeks. He'll be probable. He'll be able to play. we are in preseason, so it's one of those things that is going to be small. We may not play him as much in the first place, so I'm not too worried about that. But I will see you next time as we play the other two games of preseason, and we get to see who we start out of the season with, as well as some of our cuts. We'll see you next time. Later.